Alright fellas, welcome back to the channel. I'd like to thank everybody who's been watching and all the new subscribers. It's making all the difference, man. I really appreciate it. So today we got this HAAS HS1. They're saying it's having some counterbalance issues and it didn't want to home. I just actually pulled it out of an alarm and got it back to no alarm screen on the HMI. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing prepped out so I can go ahead and charge the counterbalance nitrogen tank and see where we can get this thing operational. So the whole scope of my part of this right now is only to fill the tank. So I gotta get everything that I'm gonna need in order to fill the tank and get that done. So I actually went to the HAAS manual and I kind of printed out what was in the area of the hydraulic counterbalance. So it basically says, you know, ideally a hydronic counterbalance service kit consists of a pressure tank, manifold pre-filled with 2 quarts of hydraulic oil, hydraulic cylinder, hose not attached. Well, we already have all that, so this would be like the last part of the hydraulic tank replacement, almost as if you already just installed the hydraulic tank. So we would be at the last part, which is, so this is basically saying that after you kind of get everything, the tank mounted in there and get it all hooked up, and you're gonna leave your switch disconnected. At this beginning part, the entire machine is off, so we're gonna go ahead and get to that point. So the first part is, so we're actually gonna lift the spindle to top a travel. So I was kind of looking online and I really didn't see a lot on this, really not too much on YouTube, so we're just gonna be shooting it from the hip and the diagram. I did it once before, so I vaguely remember what I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and charge it and we'll be shooting from the hip today, boys. But anyways, with some guidance right here, so it shouldn't be too bad. If I mess up, hey, guess what, you get to see it with me, and we'll try to figure out what I did wrong. So anyways, so I'm gonna try to get the spindle at top of travel, and right now I have it in a good location so I could actually access the counterbalance tank. So what you're gonna actually need is a regulator, hydrogen, and there's a special fitting to get on that Schrader valve in the rear and to start charging it up. So I got the spindle, I got the axis moved all the way over, I got the y-axis lifted, but let me go ahead and try to lift that to top of travel, and then we'll go ahead and shut everything off. So here at the make sure I'm at an e-stop, but we are not. Okay, so it looks like, oh, looks like we're already in handle. Okay, handle jog. Okay, so let me go to top of travel. So here's our manual jog override. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift. So I am at top of travel right now. So we're at dead zeros, top of travel. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, and I'm gonna hit the e-stop, and we'll see if this thing collapses. So we're looking good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and hit the power, and now we're gonna be ready to start charging this tank. So right away I'm gonna bring the lantern from Team Milwaukee, and we're gonna go ahead and get back there to the nitrogen and the actual hydraulic tank access port. All right, fellas, so I got some dry nitrogen right here. This is a dry nitrogen tank, and I have a 6K, or I have a 10K regulator on this. So you guys got to be very careful, because this tank is, I think this tank is 6K. I'm not sure. Yep, this tank is 6K. So anyways, I got a 10K regulator on this bad boy, and I got to hook up this fitting to the little access port. So this is our counterbalance hydraulic tank, and you can see we're low. This is actually at 500 psi. We need to be at least at 650 or at 600 or 650. It says gauge must be above 575, so we'll go ahead and fill it to 600 to 650. And it says, according to this label, last filled on July 2019 to 600 psi. So took a few years to lose some pressure during operation. So we'll go ahead and try to charge this bad boy up. So now that the machine is off, it says that the first thing it wants you to do is go ahead and release this little sensor cable. So let's go ahead and do that. See, how do we get this? Oh man, there we go. All right, so we got that bad boy out. I was trying to figure out how to get it out. I was thinking this part came out. Anyways, all right, so that's done. So that's out of there. So now we'll go ahead and get this little Schrader cap off, and I'm gonna get my nitrogen set up to this, and I'm gonna go over some details that the video on YouTube didn't explain, and we'll go ahead and try my way, and I'll go ahead and kind of walk everybody through it. That way, if anybody ever had to do this in the future, or if I had to do it in the future, I could always refer back to this video and have a look exactly what I did. That way I don't have to start from the beginning again. So anyways, boys, let's get some tools and let's get this cap off. All right, fellas, so I gloved up because I have a feeling that this thing has the potential to spray all over me, boys, like a cat in heat. This thing is live. It's got pressure in it, and it's also got hydraulic fluid in it, so I hope neither one get on me. All right, so I got the cap off, set that to the side, and looking at this, this. I don't see any leaks coming out of here, fellas. I don't see any leaks coming out of here. So I think it's just losing pressure through the cylinder, which is fine. Over so many years, they say that is normal. So we'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this fitting on here. All right, boys. So I'm gonna throttle this fitting all the way counterclockwise outwards, so that the needle inside is farthest away from the pin on that Schrader valve. And then I'll go ahead and get this thing settled on. They say just to do it virtually hand tight. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Just hand tight. Gonna hand tight crank on there, boys. No torque today. Feels like it's going on. Yeah, it's going on. Oh yeah, there we go. It's grabbing. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and get this little crescent wrench and give it one little turn. Okay, so it's on there. It's just basically snug. We ain't cranking on nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and charge this line with some pressure. So I'll probably charge this line to about 650, 700, and then we'll go ahead and see what that does. While I start to open up that Schrader valve, I want to have pressure behind it, so as soon as I hit that Schrader valve, I'm injecting pressure and not allowing that fluid to run out on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack open my nitrogen, and I don't need that much. There we go. So that nitrogen bottle is charged up, and he's at like 5,000 psi, fellas. It'll take your freaking head off, so be very careful. I have all this tightened up already, so I'm gonna go ahead and charge up my my outlet to about 700 psi. So psi is on the outside. That is 10,000. We'll go to about, that's 1,000, so that is about 500 right there. So that'll be about, well, it sounds like it's charging already, fellas. So that is 600 right there. Oh yeah, it went right in. It started going without even tightening my my needle. So we are at above 600. That'll be 700, so that should be 650. So I want to get to this little line right above 600, fellas, and I think I'll be comfortable there. Doesn't really say that in the manual, but in the videos that I was watching, it says to overshoot by 50. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that do that, and it is slowly filling right now. And as soon as it hits that 50 mark, I'm gonna go ahead and throttle off that bad boy, and we should be good. So let's see what this do. Yeah, I think he's still charging. Yeah, he's slowly, slightly going up, boys. I don't see no leaks, so I think we got lucky. Yeah, so the whole thing is, the video that I was watching, the guy throttled this this little pin out, this little needle pin outward counterclockwise, and everybody was asking in his comments, and I had the same question too. I'm like, well, do you ever throttle it in? But apparently by me charging this hose to above the PSI that this thing is asking for, it automatically injects. I did not have to turn this in, and we are still raising. So we're charging it at low volume, just above the pressure that it's asking for. So we are just slowly inducing nitrogen in this bad boy right now. So I could go ahead and crank up. Yeah, see, it is rising. That needle is rising. Very slow, but it is getting there. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it another little, just a slight turn. And we are, and I don't hear nothing leaking in here, so I gave it another little, just a slight turn. I'm talking like 2 millimeters, boys. 2 millimeters, and looks like we're just about 650, fellas. I don't want to push it. I don't want to push it, man. Hey, we're already ahead of the game right now, and we're just slightly below that needle on 650. I mean, we're at like 645. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go ahead and take the win where I can get it and not keep cranking it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and back off that pressure. So I'm gonna turn my main cylinder off, and I think this thing is automatically bleeding. And there we go, fellas. There it goes. Yep, it bleeds out automatically. I love this little regulator setup. Blammo, boys, blammo. There we go. So I'm gonna slowly start releasing my little fitting. I'm gonna hold it with my hand because I do not want that thing to go all up in my face. It looks like finger tight. Yeah, we're good, boys. We are good. So just for the record, fellas, I did not have to put this in on my setup. I don't know if anybody ever gonna watch this video in the future. I don't know if you're gonna have to push this in on your get down. But I think pushing this pin in is for the oil, or I don't know. I'm not sure, but I didn't have to do it, and it started filling right away without even having to turn this little setup. So they're looking good, feeling good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my little connector connected again, and then we'll go into the front end. We'll go back to the HMI. I'm gonna fire this bad boy up, and we're gonna see what that looks like. All right, so I pushed my main start button, boys. I'm gonna let this screen charge up just a hair, and then I'll undo that emergency stop, reset whatever faults we got, that, and then looks like we got a fault. Turbo's off. I think that's a normal fault. Emergency. There we go. Reset that fault. Turbo's off. Reset that fault. No alarms. Okay, there we go. So we got our spindle. It looks like it's doing its startup. It's doing its homing procedure. That's good because we were coming into an alarm on this procedure right here. We were hitting an alarm. It was saying something about the y-axis, and then we got around to searching around, and then I seen that the counterbalance hydraulic bottle was way under pressure. There it is. Okay, so that's it. We didn't go into alarm, fellas. We did not go into alarm. So I'm gonna go ahead and get their operator and let them know what I did, walk them through everything. I'll spend about another 20-30 minutes here if I got that kind of time, and I'll kind of just watch everything and check all the operations. And if they go back into an alarm fault, man, I'll fire the camera back up and I'll just do like a continuation of the same video after the fact, and we'll see what happens with it. And I might have to get on the phone with HAAS and, you know, do some talking, use my ultimate charm, get some answers out of those boys on how to get this thing running again. Anyways, fellas, I want to thank everybody for watching, and right now is going to be the best time for you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and smash that bad boy, and while you're at it, you might as well nail that like button too, because they're right next to each other, fellas. It'd be a great favor to me and the channel. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and I really appreciate your guys' view, boys. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Later.